Ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you're studying and just seconds after reading, the information vanishes from your mind? This common experience highlights the everyday challenges our working memory faces, often without us even realizing it. It's a fundamental part of how we interact with the world, yet its limitations can be surprisingly frustrating. Well, you're certainly not alone in this experience. That's your working memory in action, or perhaps inaction. It's essentially the mental notepad that temporarily holds and processes information, keeping it active just long enough for you to use it for immediate tasks. It's crucial for everything from remembering a phone number to following a recipe. Today, we're going to dive deep and explore powerful behavioral techniques, all backed by extensive psychological research, designed to significantly enhance this incredible cognitive superpower. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how your working memory functions, but also possess the practical knowledge to train your mind with the precision and effectiveness of a seasoned memory athlete, unlocking its full potential. Working memory is a vital part of your brain's cognitive architecture, responsible for temporarily holding and manipulating information. It's the system that allows you to follow multi-step directions, solve complex problems, and even maintain a coherent conversation without losing your train of thought. It's constantly active, processing the world around you. Think of it like a mental workspace, a temporary staging area for your thoughts and immediate tasks. However, here's the critical problem. It's inherently limited in its capacity. Research consistently shows that most adults can only reliably hold about 7, plus or minus 2, distinct chunks of information at any given moment. This constraint is a fundamental aspect of human cognition. When this mental workspace becomes overloaded, that's when cognitive errors begin to occur. We start to make mistakes, information gets forgotten or mixed up, and we can quickly feel mentally drained and overwhelmed. This feeling of cognitive fatigue is a clear signal that our working memory has reached its limits and needs a break or a more efficient strategy. But here's the truly encouraging news. Your working memory isn't a fixed capacity. You absolutely can train and strengthen it, much like you would a physical muscle in your body. We're about to dive into 5 incredibly practical, research-based techniques that have been proven to significantly enhance and strengthen your working memory, making you more efficient and less prone to mental fatigue. Our first powerful technique is called chunking, and it's all about intelligently grouping related pieces of information into larger, more meaningful units. This strategy is incredibly effective because it allows you to bypass the strict capacity limits of working memory by making each chunk carry more information. For example, consider a seemingly random sequence of numbers like 20511101. Trying to remember each individual digit as a separate item can be quite challenging and taxing on your working memory, making it hard to recall accurately. But what if we apply the chunking strategy and group it as 2025 to 1101? Suddenly, it transforms into a recognizable date, November 1st, 2025. This simple reorganization makes it significantly easier to recall because you're now remembering 3 meaningful chunks instead of 8 isolated digits. Chunking works so effectively because it dramatically reduces cognitive load. Instead of your working memory struggling to hold 8 separate, disconnected digits, you're now only needing to remember 3 coherent and meaningful chunks of information. This frees up valuable mental resources, making recall much more efficient and less prone to error. Now, for a quick activity to put this into practice, pause the video right here and try chunking this list of letters, CATDOGMOUSE. Think about how you might group them to make them more memorable. How many distinct, meaningful chunks can you create from this sequence? Take your time and experiment with different groupings. The dual end-back exercise is one of the most rigorously studied and scientifically validated exercises specifically designed for improving working memory. It presents a unique challenge, requiring you to simultaneously remember both a visual sequence and an auditory sequence, pushing your cognitive limits in a highly effective way. This exercise is akin to juggling 2 distinct thoughts or streams of information at once, which actively forces your brain's working memory circuits to engage more deeply and, over time, grow significantly stronger. It's a direct workout for the neural pathways responsible for active information processing and retention. To illustrate, imagine a grid where squares light up in a specific pattern, while at the same time, different letters are spoken aloud. Your task is to identify when the current visual stimulus matches one from n steps back, and similarly for the auditory stimulus. You can easily find free dual n-back apps and online versions to try this out for yourself. When you begin, it's recommended to start with a 1-back level, which means you only need to remember the stimulus from one step prior. As you improve, gradually move up to higher n-back levels. It can be quite tough initially, but numerous studies consistently show that consistent training not only significantly improves working memory capacity, but also enhances fluid intelligence, which is your ability to solve novel problems. Another incredibly powerful and intuitive method for boosting your working memory is visualization. This technique involves actively transforming abstract information into vivid, memorable mental images. Our brains are naturally wired to process and retain visual information far more effectively than plain text or auditory input. Let's say you need to remember a simple grocery list: milk, bananas, toothpaste. Instead of just repeating the words, try this. Imagine a giant, anthropomorphic banana wearing sunglasses, comically brushing its teeth with a tube of toothpaste, all while simultaneously drinking a carton of milk. It's bizarre, yes, but precisely because of its absurdity, it becomes incredibly unforgettable and easy to recall. Our brains are fundamentally wired to recall imagery, especially vivid and emotionally charged imagery, far better than dry, plain facts or abstract concepts. So, the next time you find yourself struggling to remember names, long numbers, or even complex lists, make a conscious effort to make them come alive visually in your mind. The more outlandish and sensory-rich the image, the better it will stick. For an engaging activity, try this. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your entire to-do list for the day as a vibrant, humorous comic scene. Don't hold back. How weird, exaggerated, or even ridiculous can you make it? The stranger and more memorable your mental comic strip is, the more effectively you'll remember each item on your list. Give it a try. The method of loci, more famously known as the memory palace, is an ancient mnemonic technique that dates all the way back to ancient Greece. This powerful method leverages our innate spatial memory, our incredibly strong ability to remember locations and routes, to effectively store and retrieve vast amounts of information. Here's a breakdown of how this fascinating technique works. First, you need to choose a place that is intimately familiar to you. This could be your childhood home, your current apartment, your school campus, or even your favorite local cafe. The key is that you can easily visualize every detail of this location in your mind. Second, you mentally place the items or pieces of information you want to remember in distinct, memorable spots within your chosen familiar place. For example, if you need to remember a grocery list, you might imagine a giant milk carton sitting on your living room couch, a bunch of bananas hanging from your chandelier, and a tube of toothpaste in your kitchen sink. Third, when you need to recall the information, you simply take a mental walk through your palace, and each location you pass will cue the next piece of information, making recall effortless and sequential. For an activity to experience this firsthand, I encourage you to pick your own personal memory palace right now. Then, use it to memorize a simple 5-item list today. It could be anything from your shopping list to 5 key facts for a presentation. Test yourself later in the day or tomorrow. You'll likely be genuinely surprised by how well the information sticks and how easily you can retrieve it. Beyond specific exercises, it's crucial to understand that your working memory's performance isn't solely dependent on how much you practice these techniques. It's also profoundly influenced by your overall mental state, including factors like stress, fatigue, and your ability to focus. A calm and clear mind is a more efficient mind. This is where mindfulness comes into play. Even dedicating just 10 minutes a day to mindfulness practices can significantly help reduce mental clutter, quiet the incessant noise of daily thoughts, and create a clearer mental space. This, in turn, allows your working memory to function at its absolute best, processing information with greater clarity and efficiency. Compelling studies, including research conducted at prestigious institutions like Harvard, have demonstrated that consistent mindfulness meditation can actually increase the efficiency of your prefrontal cortex. This particular region of the brain is critically involved in executive functions, including working memory, attention, and complex decision-making, making mindfulness a direct boost to these vital cognitive abilities. Let's try a quick activity together right now, a 10-second mindfulness drill. I invite you to gently close your eyes, take a deep, slow breath, and for these few seconds, focus your entire attention solely on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your nostrils. Notice the temperature, the subtle movement, and nothing else. If and when your mind inevitably wanders, which it will, simply acknowledge the thought without judgment and gently, but firmly, bring your focus back to your breath. That very act of noticing distraction and redirecting your attention is working memory in action. It's the process of maintaining focus and cognitive control amidst a constant stream of internal and external distractions. Ultimately, improving your working memory isn't about finding quick fixes or magical shortcuts. It's fundamentally about consistency and dedicated practice. Just like building physical fitness requires regular exercise and effort, developing mental fitness and a stronger working memory grows and evolves with consistent application of these techniques over time. Let's quickly recap the 5 powerful behavioral techniques we've explored today, each offering a unique pathway to a sharper mind. First, we have chunking, a brilliant strategy to organize information meaningfully by grouping smaller pieces into larger, more digestible units, thereby reducing cognitive load and enhancing recall. Second, we discussed the dual end-back exercise, a rigorous cognitive challenge designed to actively strengthen your brain's ability to process and retain both visual and auditory information simultaneously, thereby boosting your cognitive control. Third, we delved into visualization, a creative method to make memories incredibly vivid and unforgettable by transforming abstract data into imaginative mental images. Fourth, we explored the ancient and highly effective memory palace technique, which leverages your innate spatial recall to create a mental map for storing and retrieving information with remarkable efficiency. And fifth, we highlighted mindfulness, a practice that strengthens your focus and mental clarity, allowing your working memory to operate optimally by reducing mental clutter and enhancing present moment awareness. I genuinely encourage you to try practicing at least one of these powerful techniques every single day this week. Experiment with them and see which one resonates most with you. Then, please share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear which technique improved your memory the most and how it impacted your daily life. If you found this video insightful and helpful, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more valuable content, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our psychology-backed tips designed to boost your brain power and cognitive performance. Remember, your brain is an incredible organ with immense potential. Train your brain, master your mind, and unlock a sharper, more efficient you.